my video is all about recovery from addiction to substance and behaviour. So I'm a recovering alcoholic, one day at a time, just a few days joined together, well, a few years. And so I'm stunned, actually, just before I start it, the usual morning emptying of the bins at the restaurant across the road. Very loud clanging and bottle noises being chucked into bins and then taken away by a big lorry. God, how many of those a day go off? Anyway, I don't drink one day at a time, so I don't obsess about it, but I do talk about it and share recovery, what it is to be in recovery from being an active alcoholic, and why it's so important to me. Well, because it puts other behaviour in context too. So, an avid drinker from a young age, I don't know where I crossed the line unless it was the first drink, which changed me in the way I felt. It fixed me. So when I hear the rattle of the bottles numerous times a day, there are several restaurants around where I live, very highfalutin. There's some more going. Goodness me, it's empties being chucked out time. So I'll remember this next time I start the video. So, addicted to alcohol, also addicted to behaviour around people, places and things, work, relationships, and collecting. And these days I try and find balance, one day at a time. So, what helps me do this? Well, a fellowship. And that fellowship is Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't speak for it, never can, never will, but that's okay, because it's just there. It's a fellowship of unique, authentic human beings with one similarity: a desire to stop drinking, stay stopped, and hopefully live life as it is. So the fellowship of AA is not about cloning people and turning them into happy, joyful, unless happy, joyful is happening, and it can be sad and awful as well. So life is as it is on a daily basis. And many people say pain offers growth and maturity, and emotional pain, especially around people, places and things, can be so deep we don't know how to deal with it. And what do? If we can't deal with it? We drink. Or we learn how to cope and then how to deal with reality. So coping is part of the mechanism of grieving a loss. And when it's an alcoholic in recovery, first thing we grieve is the loss of the best friend which fixed everything. It either made us senseless completely, so we didn't feel life and the damage to ourselves and other people, or it did the opposite. It put us in control, or thought we were in control of everything that we surveyed. So either dominant or dependent, or in oblivion. Extremes of behaviour, always. So no balance in there. And for me, fellowship, AA, has taught me how to find balance. Not drink, and find out who I am, how I'm feeling, and why. Simple as that. So I share about it, experience, strength and hope of recovery, and the literature of AA on these videos, and what it's like to keep on living life in the moment now. Dealing with reality. Monday morning, I've been up for hours. I was up just before dawn, and it was lovely. It was a lovely moment where, you know, when the earth tilts and the sun starts to come up. Well, I don't get it directly through my windows, but the sky changes, the stars go out. All very, very poetic. But, you know, that's part of life. We can feel the deep of what's going on. So, what is AA? I share the AA preamble, or statement of intent, and then some of the reading around the 12 steps of action to change our attitude and behaviour for one day. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. Oh, that's a lot, and it can't be done in a day. recovery is about learning how to be sober as a newcomer, how to get over the shakes, how to not want to go back and drink again. And the way I did it, I went to 90 meetings in 90 days, or rather I did more than that. Sometimes I went 3 times a day, because I was so frightened of turning my feet right or left and going into a pub rather than going into the fellowship rooms. So fear motivated me. I had a strong desire to stop drinking, but the emotional attachment and the physical attachment was still there. And my moment of clarity, well, I'll talk about that in June, because that's when my anniversary is. But the gift is these days, when I wake up and I say to myself, I am powerless over alcohol, and life would be unmanageable if I started drinking. Yes, that's true. But I have come to believe that a power greater than me has restored me to sanity. That's good conscience, truth, love and wisdom of others, and some call that God, and some call that good conscience. So it's as we choose to believe. And then letting go and letting good in, or letting go and letting truth, honesty, openness, willingness and wisdom of others help us make our way on a daily basis, letting go the old and letting in the new, what is good for us rather than what is bad for us, old behaviour. And then this month is all about the fear-less moral inventory, checking out our assets and liabilities. Well, the big one is to look at back then and then do a small one, step 10, every day. How's it gone? What are we grateful for? How did we make this day work? Well, how did we live this day? And it worked, rather. Not trying to control it, just be a part of and make good choices based on the evidence of now. All good stuff. And how did I learn this? From other people. I didn't come up with it myself. So for today, in this book, Daily Reflections, which covers the 12 steps of action, all about step 4 in April, it says, happiness is not the point. This is April 26th. I don't think happiness or unhappiness is the point. How do we meet the problems we face? How do we best learn from them and transmit what we have learned from others, or learned to others, if they would receive the knowledge? That's from As Bill Sees It. In my search to be happy, I changed jobs, married and divorced, took geographical cures and ran myself into debt, financially, emotionally and spiritually. In AA, I'm learning to grow up. Instead of that demanding that people, places and things make me happy, I can ask God, or good conscience, for self-acceptance, which is accepting ourselves just as we are, and we're learners. When a problem overwhelms me, AA's 12 steps will help me grow through the pain. The knowledge I gain can be a gift to others who suffer with the same problem. As Bill said, when pain comes, we are expected to learn from it willingly and help others to learn. When happiness comes, we accept it as a gift and thank God, or good conscience, for it. So, you know, the whole process of the 12 steps enables us to feel what life is all about. Emotional, feelings, whatever they are. And spiritual, this spiritual connection to now, life in the moment. And as has been said many times, what is spiritual? Many people say, or have come to understand, that it's the ability to cope with what's happening right now. So there is no big deal when it comes to spiritual. Everyone is, and everything is. It's right now, with us. And it's our ability to see the truth of what is happening around us, painful or not painful. So at the end of these videos, what helps me most on a daily basis when life is going well, so I don't overdo it, or life is going sad and I don't want to dwell too deeply on it, the serenity prayer can pull me back into the moment of now. And it goes like this: to God or good conscience, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is, for me, just for today.